Hey, you guys. Welcome to Nothing Special Tarot. My name is Angela, and as you might could see, I was in the middle of cleaning, not dressed up or going anywhere today, just focused on cleaning because it's Wednesday. It's cleaning day, which, if you've never been here before, I've said this a million times. Cleaning your physical space is a really good way to clean like your energetic space too. For real, I am a true believer in that. I just love cleaning. Anyway, I was interrupted by spirit and guided to come sit here at a tarot table and do a just general timeless collective reading. So it doesn't matter what your zodiac sign is. It doesn't matter when this finds you. It'll find you when it's meant to, basically. Okay? So what spirit was showing me was the Eight of Swords tarot card, which in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, the Eight of Swords is a woman with a blindfold surrounded by swords, and she could get out if she maybe just kind of squeezed in between a couple of swords or removed her blindfold, but she doesn't. The Eight of Swords is about being all up in your head about something, right? What my mother, bless her, used to say, she called it stinkin' thinking. So it's rumination, it's anxiety, it's something that just keeps replaying and replaying in your head, and you get in a loop and you can't seem to get out of the loop. That's the Eight of Swords. So I sat down here and, did some cleansing, pulled out some cards, and I've been sitting with the energy. And we're going to get to the cards now. I'm going to show you what I pulled. So the first card that I pulled was, let me tell you guys what deck I'm using to start with. Shadow of Darkness Oracle. Love this deck. Very heavy metal. Like, for real, the artist said he was inspired by like metal album covers. Anyway, the first card that I pulled was 8, ambiguity, right? Uncertainty, aloofness. I asked for a clarifier from this oracle deck, which is the 8 coins, and it's one of my favorites. And dude, you can't make this up. Spirit never fails to like amaze me. So the card that came out with ambiguity was Neptune. Okay, so Neptune is the planet of dreams, but also confusion. When Neptune shows up, it can very much cloud a situation. Things are not as they always appear to be. It's hard to make a decision. You feel overwhelmed. That's like the shadow energy of Neptune. So it goes pretty well with ambiguity. I asked for some more clarification, and I pulled we'll just go to this one. Rise Up, 41. This is, for me, Spirit asking you to get out of your head. And when I pulled a clarifier for this card, I got Jupiter from the 8 coins deck. Jupiter is the great benefic, right? Jupiter is expansive, optimistic. He loves to bless people with gifts. And so that goes really well with renewal and potential. Something else occurs to me, because I was also wondering, like, whatever collective is in their head about, is this about a person? Is it a situation? Because I'm getting strongly that it's a person. I don't know if that person is, oh my goodness. That's my cat, Leela, in the litter box. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I hope you don't. Anyway, I'm sure it means something. Maybe she's just underscoring the point, because wow, is she digging around in there. So I was wondering, like, is this a partner? Is it a family member? Is it a coworker? Like, what relationship is this person to you? I didn't really get clarity on that, but if you notice, the two cards I pulled out of the astrological deck, Neptune and Jupiter, Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces. Both of these cards associated with Pisces. So you may or may not be dealing with Pisces. Just kind of a stab in the dark here. All right, so let's move on to the tarot. The cards that I pulled for the tarot were pretty clear. We got the Page of Cups and the Page of Swords. So the cups are about emotions, right? Intuition, family, relationships, creativity. It can be very emotional though. And the Page of Swords is the suit of ideas, of thoughts. Cups in astrology are water. They're associated with water, and swords are associated with air. So these two cards together say to me that you have been having some conversations with whoever this person is. And the conversations were very emotional, but also kind of manipulative. Like, it feels like they said some things that they knew would be hurtful, right? And I'm not saying that this person is a manipulative person all the time, or that they are a bad person. Like, maybe they are also hurting too, but they said some really hurtful things to you and very emotionally loaded things to you. And you guys had more than one conversation, because we've got the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is about sudden movement, communication, rapid fire communication, whether that's like verbal, emails, text, whichever it was. You guys had some words, and it was highly unpleasant and very hurtful for you. Now, your strength in this whole matter is your history with this person, because we've got a Six of Cups. So you guys go way back. And your relationship is not only very old, it's very layered. And then, that happens when you know someone for a very long time, whether or not that's like a friend or a family member, like a parent that you've known their whole life, or a child that you've known their whole life. There's a lot of nuance, right? There's a lot of love, but there can also be, a lot of, we'll say, grudges, or things that happened, 10 years ago that never got discussed and processed properly. And so that's what it's feeling like to me. Like, whatever this issue is, whatever this person said to you, probably has its roots way back in the past. Way back in the past. And it doesn't look like it's going to get any better for the time being, because in the near future, I got the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups is actually sort of the tarot equivalent in this situation. It can mean other things, but for this reading, it's going with ambiguity, and it's definitely going with Neptune. I can't remember, because I don't remember all of the astrological connections to the tarot. I need to get better at that. But for me, this is a very Neptunian card. So if you try to have a conversation, even if you're calm and measured and appropriate, it doesn't look like it's going to go anywhere. You're going to be met with more sort of obfuscation, more ambiguity, more sort of hurtful comments. Spirit is asking you right now to focus on your stability, because we've got the King of Pentacles, right? Which is the most stable king. He takes care of everybody. He takes care of his family, his loved ones, and he takes care of his kingdom. He makes sure that he has the resources available to not just care for himself, but to care for others as well. This king is very methodical, very stable, very focused, and very, very determined. He does not give up. We also have the Four of Wands, which is another card of stability. You can see people celebrating. Some people call this the 1111 card for obvious reasons. But they're in front of this big, beautiful house with the fertile land and everything behind them. Also, look how golden. Tarot cards with a lot of like golden in the back, they're meant to be happier cards. So Spirit's saying for you right now to keep focusing on your stability, whether that's your emotional stability, your financial stability. Just keep focusing on maintaining an even ground for yourself. Keep working with, I want the Three of Pentacles here. Keep working with your spirit guides, working with friends and family. And don't misunderstand, don't drag a friend or family member into this situation with your person. That's called triangulating, and it's extremely unhealthy. I know it's tempting. It's very tempting, right? Like your kid does something that's just like, oh my God, a dagger to the heart. Of course you want to talk to, your friend about it. And then your friend, because they've known you and your kid for so long, they decide they're going to say something to your kid. It's not appropriate. And I'm not saying you can't like vent to other people or have conversations with other people, but don't let them get involved. That's not healthy. That's ganging up, right? Triangulation's not good. So yeah, Spirit saying just keep focusing on your stability. Keep focusing on keeping yourself in a good place. And I've got in your hopes and fears the Ace of Wands. You're really wanting an idea, right? Because that's what this is. Check it out. There's the hand of Spirit literally coming out of the ether with this grand idea, inspiration, passion, right? You're hoping that to figure out something to defuse this situation, to make it better, to make amends maybe if you feel like that you have done something. But yeah, Spirit's saying focus on the stability, and for right now, walk away. Six of Swords. This is about leaving for calmer shores, right? You can see there in the card, the water is turbulent, but where they're going, where they're headed, it's smooth sailing. So, yeah, I'm really sorry, you guys, whatever situation this is, whoever this person is, potentially a Pisces, I don't know. It doesn't feel good. What they said was really, really, really hurtful. And I completely understand, like, hoping for an idea about how to fix it. Because, that's what most of us want to do, right? We have a disagreement with somebody we love. We want to fix it. But sometimes it's not about fixing it. It's about hearing them out, letting them have their say, responding thoughtfully, and not taking on things that aren't yours, right? Okay, so Spirit, do we have any further advice for collective besides focusing on their stability and just walking away for a few minutes? Okay, I'm going to pull the Moonology cards. It's the hardest thing in the world sometimes to walk away, right? Especially if you're a fixer. Oh man, if you're highly empathetic, yeah, it's hard to just walk away and leave things in this Seven of Cups. It's hard to just leave things feeling unmended, right? But you know, that's part of our journey, I think, as humans. It's certainly something I've had to deal with, is just learning how to sit with shitty feelings, you know? Just learning how to sit with things that don't feel good. Learning how to sit with, oh yeah, I did mess up. I can see how that person would be hurt, but I can't change it, right? You can only apologize and do better and make an earnest effort to do better if there is something you need to do better. I'm not convinced that this is you necessarily, but you know, there's two sides to everything. So, all right. What advice? This fell out. Oh. Step out of your comfort zone, North Node. I feel like there's more here. What do you need to release? Okay. Waning moon. What do you need to release? I'm going to say you need to release the harsh words and the crappy feelings that you walked away from these conversations with. Really sit with it. You can, if you are spiritual, there's prayer, there's breath work. I think a lot of people find somatic breath work and like somatic stuff really helpful. I know that I have, especially if your nervous system tends to get amped up really easily, which it might if you're neurodivergent. But yeah, sit with these feelings, get them out, write a letter to this person if you have to, just don't send it, you know, and you can be as frank as you want to be in the letter. You can say, oh yeah, well, you too, but don't send it, right? Just write it and get it out, and then go focus on your stability. Okay, I'm feeling like we should pull some affirmation cards. I'm getting a little attached to these affirmation cards, which if you've been here before, I think I've used these the last 2 or 3 times. It's like I can't help myself. I love them. Yeah. This energy doesn't feel good. I'm really sorry, you guys. Whatever transpired, just know that it's gonna clear up. I feel that very strongly. As a matter of fact, let me look at the bottom of the deck here. Oh, yeah, okay. So at the bottom of the tarot deck, we've got Justice, we've got the Sun, and 10 of Pentacles. So the 10 of Pentacles is about legacy. It's about tending to your stability to the point that not only are you taken care of, but your loved ones are taken care of, kind of like the King of Pentacles. So it feels like Spirit saying, as long as you just walk away for a minute, right? Do what you've got to do to get out of that 8 of Swords feeling. It's going to be okay. It's going to work out. The Sun's going to come back. You guys are going to be able to talk this out in a fair and balanced way. Okay, I'm glad I did that. Let's pull a sweary affirmation card. This is the deck that I'm using. Sweary affirmation cards. Perfect. Release the shit you cannot control. Spirit's like I said what I said. All right, you guys, really appreciate you being here and staying with me and spending time and letting me hold space and read for you, because I really do love doing this. There's Amy. Hi, Amy. Anyway, If this brought you any help, or see, here's the part where I get verbally clumsy because I hate asking for this, but you kind of have to on YouTube, right? If this was helpful to you, if you think it might be helpful for somebody else, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Just one little like only takes like a second to press the button, and not just for me, y'all, but like any creator that's helped you or that's presented you with interesting information. Just hit the like button. It helps so much. So yeah, also gonna mention that I am available for readings, and if you're wanting something less general, much more specific and longer than this, just hit me up at my email. It's in the description box, okay? So with that said, I wish you peace right now. I know it's really hard. I wish you peace. And remember to release the shit you can't control. I'll be back, and hopefully I'll see you again. All right, y'all, remember, don't be nice. Be kind, especially to yourself.